Hello and welcome back to the channel. We have a singles UTR match, so it's my final match in this UTR Flex League for this particular session. So I'm playing a NTRP rated 3.5 player, but his UTR is just over 5, whereas mine is calculating to be just under 5. So in theory it should be a pretty competitive match, so hope you enjoy and I will see you at the end. All right, welcome into the match here. So we have me serving in the far court in white, and my opponent is in the near court in black. So yeah, again, we have a UTR Flex League. This is the last match in my series. So far, I have not won a match in the series. I am 0-3, so looking for my first victory here. Again, I think this is the closest matched UTR match in the session. My UTR is only 60% verified at this point, but it's close to a 5-0, whereas this player is just over a 5-0 in regards to UTR. NTRP, he is rated a 3.5, I'm rated a 4.0, but as we know, again, there's a reason why there's a singles UTR and a doubles UTR. I have pretty much made my hay in USTA playing doubles, and that is a much different game than playing singles. So starting off here, I get the hold, so that's a good way for me to start off this match. Feeling pretty good about that. But again, this is just after my private lesson in regards to my forehand, so really trying to work on that at this point in the match. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that was a very poor forehand there. Still trying to work out the kinks. It just still doesn't fully feel natural at this point, and even spoiler beyond at the time of recording this, it does not still fully feel there. I get flashes of it feeling pretty good, but just it still doesn't feel as natural as my backhand does. So at this point, I'm just trying to focus on making as many balls as possible. This player had a very good forehand and a backhand that was very consistent, so really just trying to play that counter-puncher type of game, keep a lot of balls in play, and try to induce errors out of my opponent. That seems to be my primary strategy in singles at this point, as I don't really have the aggressive gene to really get at the net, which is weird because that's where I mainly focus at doubles, getting to the net and being a force there, but can't really translate into singles for some reason. So let's see how this match goes, and again, I will chime in here and there and let you know what I'm thinking. So yeah, this is definitely a spot I don't want to be in. Unfortunately, I just got broke, which is never a good spot to be in, and we've documented the kind of woes I've been having with my service games at this point. So really just trying to rebound here, down love 30, getting a second serve at this point and see what I can do with it. Get a backhand return. That's always my bread and butter if I can get a backhand. I was able to successfully, those wide out backhands were working pretty well. Unfortunately, their forehand goes wide. But the backhand going out wide was working for me on this day. Even my opponent kind of talked to me afterwards saying he'd like to kind of see what was going on, because a lot of people can really drive him out wide with that backhand. So that was successful, but unfortunately don't get the break there, down 2-4 at this point. My opponent getting aggressive, coming to the net. That's the strategy against me. Just come to the net, force me to do something with the ball. I haven't been able to prove it at all, at least to myself. So that was a good forehand. You know, they come in batches. Sometimes they feel pretty good. Sometimes, again, they feel off. So still working through those. But really just want to attack as much as I can, bring as much pressure. And there I went to the net. A good forehand to the backhand and came to the net. So I can do it, but it does take a lot of energy out of me, and I still don't have lungs for singles for some reason. Again, I can play doubles all day, but my singles cardio capacity does get used up pretty quickly, especially if I'm playing an attacking game. So getting in a rally here, really need this hold and get the hold there to bring it to 3-4. So yep, feeling pretty good about that. Just need to try to get a break to get back into this set. All right, and after a couple opportunities, I was able to get the break, so brought it back to 4-all. At this point in the match, I'm just in full-on grind mode. I'm not really feeling bad about anything, feeling like this is going to be a pretty competitive match, and just want to make sure I make as many balls as possible to really put that pressure on my opponent. You just put in a really good high ball there that put me in an awkward spot. But yeah, feeling pretty good about the grind of this match. Trying to hit as many forehands as I can to really get comfortable with that. That being said, I just ran around one and hit a backhand, as you would do. Again, that's my kind of go-to, so I typically will do that whenever I can, but yeah, the forehand is not looking pretty in this particular rally. Get a nice backhand winner there, but not really feeling too confident in the forehand at this point in the match. So we can see me kind of doing some slice, kind of doing some more loopy shots with it, and kind of favoring the backhand. So look at me getting all aggressive in this particular point, but that one backfires on me. My opponent puts in a really nice lob there. So really just trying to focus on the hold here. A lot of these points are going to deuce, so again, very competitive match at this point, and get a nice service winner there, and really trying to put the pressure on my opponent as much as I can. But my first serve percentage, I think, on this day wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't atrocious either, and I don't think I double faulted very much on this one. So again, overall, just very competitive match, very much like this point, kind of a grind fest. And I feel like we were pretty well matched. Look at me chopping at that forehand, not feeling confident in the top spin, in the new technique at all. So it could also be that I'm tired at this point. Typically when I start getting tired, I break down my form and kind of just do whatever I can to get the ball in play. All right, that was huge. Getting the break to win the first set 6-4. Feeling pretty happy with that result. Again, I think at this point we're pretty evenly matched, and we're playing some very good points and good games that are going to deuce and very competitive. So nobody's blowing the other person's doors down at this point, which makes it a fun match, but also kind of high stress to, like, if you make a single error, that could have huge ramifications in the match. So luckily in that first one I did get broke, but I was able to break back and make a set of it. And I'm starting off this set pretty good, up 40 love at this point. That's the second time I've noticed that I try to attack and hit the lob, so that takes a lot of air out of my lungs doing those kind of points. So that's why you don't see me doing very often in these matches, but get this service winner there and able to go up 1-0. So feeling pretty good about that, starting off the set with a hold. is huge. And now let's see if I can apply the pressure and get the break right away. All right, so everybody's starting off pretty good, holding their service games here in the second set. My opponent's serving now, so really wanting to just really step up and apply that pressure at this point. I know I have the ability to break him, but he's starting off with a very good service game, up 30 love at this point, putting the scoreboard pressure on me to really try to come up with shots that put a lot more pressure on him. And there I just hit an errant forehand out wide. Again, that forehand still not dialed in yet. Going for such low margins there. I mean, going that kind of inside in forehand down the line was a very questionable decision. I can just say it best. And dump a forehand into the net. So we're at 2-all now. Again, now at this point, just need to try to match pace. The goal is to hold serves and then hope for a break, but need to keep up on holding your own serve. Again, to apply that scoreboard pressure. I did start off the set serving, so I do have that advantage that I can keep up in the set as long as I keep holding. All right, so much like in the first set, get broken there. I was able to rebound in the first set, so that's really my goal at this point is, take advantage of the double fault I just got there and, again, just start making shots. I've been hitting some unforced errors here and there in this second set, so really need to start cleaning that up. Look at that forehand. It's just skyballing it. That just shows I have a severe lack of confidence in anything that I'm doing with the forehand at this point. Kind of do a lazy chop shot there. Not feeling comfortable at all. And from what I recall in the match, it just really wasn't working. I don't recall if it was due to fitness. I don't think I was that out of breath at this point in the match, but not doing what I was taught with the forehand, just kind of, again, doing whatever I can to keep the ball in play at this point. All right, and get broke there. So I've dropped 3 straight at this point, down 2-5 in the set. At this point, I'm starting to get pretty frustrated. The competitiveness of the first set, we're still seeing some close ones coming to 30-40, some deuces and things like that. But my opponent is just kind of stepping it up, and I'm taking a step down at this point in the match. Right. Look at a backhand going into the net. That's never kind of... I rarely see that in my game, typically, especially on those kind of intermediate balls. So that shows you I'm really kind of out of it at this point. And now down 40-15 at this point, and I lose the second set. All right, so it comes down to a third set match tiebreak to 10. So let's see how this goes. Can I rally back despite that kind of pathetic effort in the second set? Or will my opponent continue the success he's been having? All right, and as you would expect the UTR numbers to tell you, it was a very close match. Luckily, I was able to pull it out there at the end in the third set tiebreak. So, yeah, I don't really know what happened that second set. I just kind of took my foot off the gas there and wasn't able to do much hay in the second set, but able to turn it around and take it down in the third set. So, all right, that concludes the UTR session for this summer. I do have one here at the end of summer and into the fall starting up, so we'll see some of those matches on the channel hopefully in the near future. But again, please like, comment, and subscribe on the video and the channel. Really appreciate it. Please engage in the comments if you can. Always looking for ways to improve the channel. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Just get out there and play tennis.